Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to see a new question in our DSA in Python playlist, and the question name is maximum subarray. This is a medium level question, okay, and this is a very important question and it has been asked in many big companies. So let's go on with the question problem description now. So the question is given as we have been given an array nums, and what we need to do is we need to return a sub array such that it has the largest sum, and we need to return the sum of it. Okay, so now let's take this let's take this array. In this we have been given 2 1 3 4, 1 minus 1 2 1 minus 5 and 4. So there are so many positive and negative integers as well given here. Therefore, if we try to add up, let's say minus 2 plus 1, and we take minus 3 also. So minus 2 plus 1 will be greater than minus 2 plus 1 minus 3, right? Because this will give us minus 4 and this will give us minus 1, right? So we need to calculate sum in such a way that the sum that the sub array that we have taken will be giving us the largest sum that is possible, and we need to return that sum only. Okay, so now after that what we need to do is we need to return the sum of it. So now the question is, how do we take the sub array, right? So the easiest way that we can think is, we can take one pointer here, right? And using the other pointer, what we can do is we can start iterating in the array. And what we can do is, a sub array basically means that we will have continuous elements from the array, right? So if I am starting from minus 2, so I will be taking first minus 2, then 1, then I will be adding minus 2, 1 and minus 3. In the same way I will keep adding one new value for each, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say I have minus 2 1 minus 3 4 minus 1 2 and 1. Okay, let's go with this only. So now what happens is, if we start from here, okay, so we have started from this part. Now how do we calculate the sum? Now let's say my one pointer is here, then I can start the considering the elements from the 0th index. Then first I will take minus 2 and 1, then I will take minus 2 1 and minus 3, then I will take this sub array, right? Then I will take this sub array. In this way I will try to consider all the possibilities, right? And let's say I took minus 2, okay, then after that what I do, I will add this minus 2 and 1, and I will check which one is greater, okay, and that we will store in our maximum value. Okay, so let's say we have a maximum and we have a sum. This will be storing all the sum values. So what will happen is, now we are using one pointer, okay, so let's say we are using I, so it will be starting from I and we will go till less than n. Okay, now in the let's say we will go till less than n minus 1. Okay, so after this what will happen, we will go start from j, okay, and j will be starting from I and we will go till less than n. Now what happens is, we will try to add all the values. First we will take the first value, then we will add the value after that. So what I am basically doing is, I am adding each value and comparing my sum with the previous value. So let's say now I have I am at the 0th index and my j is also at 0th index. So right now my sum will add 0, I have initialized it with 0. So 0 and minus 2 will give me minus 2, right? So right now my sum is having minus 2, and for maximum we will initialize with the minimum value that is possible, okay, min value. So out of this, which is greater? Obviously minus 2 will be greater, so our maxi will get updated to minus 2, right? Now after that, in the second iteration we will add minus 2 plus 1, right? So minus 2 plus 1, because sum got updated to minus 2, right? So minus 2 and plus 1 will give me sum as minus 1. So after that, now again we will compare if minus 2 is lesser than minus 1 or not. It is true. So again my maxi will get updated with -1. Okay, so in this way I will compare all the values and I will store the maximum value. Okay, after that, let's say I have stored the maximum value in my sum, and then what we will do, we will move from this pointer to the first pointer. Okay, then we will take each and every possibility from the first index. Okay, so first we will take 1 and -3, then we will take 1, -3 and 4, then we will have 1, -3, 4, -1. Then in the same way we will take all the possibilities, then we will if we get any maximum value from here, it will get updated. Otherwise again we will move to the second index, then we will take -3 and 4, we will take -3, 4 and -1. In this way we will take all the possibilities that are there. Okay, now the thing is, since the sum will get we need to reinitialize sum every time, so after the starting of every before the starting of every J loop, we will reinitialize our sum every time. Okay, so this is how we will do. First we will have I, which will be starting from 0 and it will go till less than n-1. Okay, and after that we will start initialize sum with 0, and then we will go from we will initialize our J from I and we will go to less than n. In this, what will happen, we will check, we will find the sum first. So what we will get, sum is equals to sum plus AR. Let's say the array is ARR. Okay, so we will do ARR of J. After this, what we will do, we will check if sum is greater than our maximum value, then we will update our maximum with sum, right? And out of this loop we will return maximum. So this is the basic approach. Okay, so we can say that this is a basic approach. Now how do we optimize this, right? We can remove this extra loop that we are using here, because we are starting every time from one index. What we can do is, here what we are doing, we are reinitializing our sum every time, right? So instead of that, what we can do, now let's say let's see the optimal approach. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you the algorithm that we will be using here is Cadence algorithm. So now what will happen is, let me copy this array. Okay, -2, 1, -3. -4, -1, 2 and 1. Okay, so now let's start from here. Okay, now I have started calculating the sum. Okay, now I have the sum as negative, but what I will do is, I will try to get the maximum, the most, the largest sum that is possible, right? So as soon as I will see that my value is going negative and negative, right? Now my maximum is initialized with the minimum value that is possible, right? Now what will happen is, let's say I have updated my maximum value, that is fine, but for the first time I will have -2 stored there. Okay, fine. Now what will happen is, when I will try to add this both, okay, so I will get -1 here. Okay, now again I will compare which is greater in both of them. This one is greater, right? So after that I will try to add, I will add this again. Okay, so what will I get, -1 and -3 will give me -4, right? So this will become more negative. So we need to check, right? If our sum is getting negative, then we need to update our sum to 0, so that we can get the most positive sum possible. Okay, now here what we were doing, we were adding up all the values and we got -4, and as I said, we want the most positive value possible. Now let's see here, we have -2. Okay, so if I had made this, I have added this in my sum, and after this I changed the value to 0 and I came on the first index and I got 1 here, right? And if I added 1, I would have got 1 and this is the most positive value that is possible till now, right? So if we are not updating our sum, then what will happen? We will get, like, we will go on adding the negative values and we will not get the required answer, right? So for that reason, what we are doing, first we are comparing if the sum is maximum or not, and then if the sum is like being negative, then we are updating that to 0, because we need to get the maximum positive value that is possible. So how will this work? So first what we will do, we will start the iteration, okay, like normal. So we will start the iteration from 0th index and we will go till less than n. Now what we will do, we will take sum and we will add, let's go with ARR, okay. So we will add the value ARR of I. Now what we will do, we will check if sum is greater than maxi, then we will update our maximum value, and after this what we will do, now we need to check if the sum is negative, right? Then we will make the sum to 0, okay. So if the sum is less than 0, so we will update it as sum is equals to 0. So this is the basic things that we will be doing, and out of this loop, okay, we will return maximum as the answer. So this is only what we have to do. Let me dry run this example and show you, okay. So first we had -2, so what we did, we will add -2 here, and right now my maxi will be having the maximum, like minimum value that is possible. So now maxi will get updated to -2, right? Now after this we will be going, like our I will get incremented and we will be going on the first index. So now before that we updated our maxi here, and now we will check this condition, right? Sum is less than 0, so we will update our again sum and it will become 0, okay. So now my sum is 0, and when we will come on the first index, so it will get added with 1 and we will get 1 here, right? So now we will again compare maxi and sum, so we will get 1 here. After this we will have -3, so we will add 1 and -3, the sum will become -2. Maxi will not get updated, it will be as -1 only, and again my sum will become 0 here. After this we have 4, right? So right now my sum is 0, so my sum is 0, and in that I have added 4, okay. So I added 4 here. Now my maximum value will get updated to 4 as it was 1 before, so now it will become 4. After this, in my sum, what we will see that we will be moving to the we will move our pointer forward, then we will have -1 here. So what will happen, we will add -1 and we will get 3 here. Again this is a, like, we are getting 3 here, but the thing is, like, this is a positive value, so we will not update our sum. Again after this what will happen, we will go to the last second index, right, where we have 2, okay. So again we will add 2 in this 3, so we will get 5 here. Now this is also positive, so this will not get updated. After this we will have the last value as 1, okay. So we will add 1 in this, and therefore we will return 6 as the answer, okay. And as we can see, the expected output is 6 only. You can try to run the basic approach also, as I said, okay, it will be working in the similar way. Now as we saw in the optimal approach, we reduce the O of, like, n square time complexity to O of n, okay. So this is how we will be solving this problem. We will run this code on the code editor. Now the thing is, this is like very important algorithm, okay. So try to like get a good grasp on this question and try to solve do more dry runs, okay, so you can get a more clear idea about how questions like this work, okay. So now let's move on to the code editor. So let's see the code now, okay. So we will start the iteration, length of nums. Now before that, let's initialize our sum and maxi values. sum will be initialized with 0 and maxi will be initialized with the minimum value possible, right? So float infinity minus. So now what we will do, we will check. First we will add the value in our sum. So sum plus is equals to nums of I. After this we will compare. If sum is greater than maxi, we will assign maxi in our sum. After this we will check. If sum is lesser than 0, we will make our sum again as 0. After out of this loop we will return maxi. So the sample test cases have passed. Instead of checking this if condition, now we can directly use max function, right? So let's use that only, max of sum and maxi. Let's run this again. So that sample test cases have passed. Let's try to submit it. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments, and in case you have any doubt, let me know in the comment too. I will try to clarify it more. And in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.